In July 2014, I met the horse that would change my entire life. He was a 2-year-old gelding who was rescued from starvation by the BC SPCA. When he was rescued, he was only a 1.5 on the body scale, which is emaciated. He was not at all what I was looking for. He was much smaller and much younger. He was not riding age yet and had not been started under saddle. I had wanted a horse that I could ride right away, and he was not that. But something about his ad spoke to me, and I knew I needed to see him. After meeting him, I was smitten, and I knew that I had to have him in my life. I didn't believe in fate before, but after this, I definitely do, because little did I know he would change the entire course of my life and how I viewed horses as a whole. I was only 18 when I got him, and even though I had been riding horses since I was 4 years old, a lot of the training that I had was about forcing horses to do what I wanted and applying a lot of pressure, which he did not take too well as a spirited young horse who had dealt with a lot of trauma in his life. Methods that I had used before to force horses to do what I wanted them to do did not work with him. At first, this left me really frustrated and stumped, but ultimately it was the push that I needed to start studying horse behavior and learning more about them and ways to train horses in a kinder and softer way. This was a steep learning curve though, so it took me a number of years to truly learn what I needed to learn to show up for him in the way that he needed. And so this video serves as a compilation, an ode to Milo, to show you the journey that we've had together, the trials and tribulations and the struggles that we have had, and how we have grown and changed together, and how over the course of 11 years, I have learned to slowly become the type of person that he truly deserves. Milo was a nervous horse, and when he felt stressed, his go-to move was bucking. This was something that I was told was just a normal part of developing a young horse, and I had lots of different trainers blame it on the color of his coat, saying that he was just being a chestnut horse, or that he was being naughty, or that he needed to learn respect. So for years, I thought I needed to ride him through these things to get him more experience so that he would stop doing it. But his behavior just got more and more intense over time as I ignored what he was trying to communicate.
Oh, oh. Whoa.
Despite the stress that I put him through, the fact remained that I loved this horse deeply and really wanted to do what I thought was best for him. But the problem was that it was hard to figure out what the best thing was with so much conflicting information going around. He had chronic hoof issues and hoof soreness that I could not address for years, despite seeking professional help with multiple different barriers, because I simply wasn't getting the information that I needed to help him.
Ooh. And he's feisty, but she's got a cast, so that's not good. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Oh, no. Swapped out. He's, whoa. Whoa, that was a hell of a buck. Such a peaceful ride. Woo! Shit!
Milo's explosive behavior was what initially got me attention on social media. I was rewarded by likes and comments, and lots of people found him interesting to watch despite the state of stress that he was in. It took me a long time to start seeing his stress for what it was, because I saw it so normalized across the horse world with different types of upper level professionals, with what trainers told me, and with what I saw other riders doing. I thought that horses were just like this sometimes, and that he was just a spirited and quirky horse.
Oh my goodness!
One of the things that I learned from my studies on horse behavior was the importance of herd turnout and socialization, and this is something I did well for Milo from early on, and for the last 6 years he's gotten to develop strong bonds with the same herd mates, which is something that I'm very proud of.
No, no, Polly. He got pissed off because he slipped. Go, Milo, go. Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
He's a creeper outside the window.
From the time that I had gotten him, my dreams for Milo were to turn him into a jumper and to compete with him. And in chasing these dreams, I had a lot of unfair demands for him, and this was a large part of the stress that he developed because I was pushing him through so much stress so that I could chase these dreams, which was not fair to him. As I learned more about horse behavior, this started to shift, and my priorities related to horse competition started to change. 2020, I finally found a farrier that started to help me address Milo's hoof problems and was very honest with me about how bad his hooves were. This started his journey to barefoot.
Milo's thinks he's gonna grab Milo's neck.
Because he needed time off to rehab his feet, I started to use more and more rewards-based training, and I started to realize how much I had been forcing him to work with me, and this became really clear in how often he chose not to work with me when I actually gave him a choice. At first, this was really sad and demoralizing, but allowing him the right to say no would be a huge shift in our relationship. As his feet started to hurt less and he started to be more comfortable and enjoying work more, he became a much different horse. He was much more gentle and he was far safer to handle, and there was way less bucking and reactivity.
Wow, Milo. Look at him entering like a rock star. Oh, he's so good. Oh.
Milo the Mountaineer.
Good boy.
Good boy.
What? Ooh.
What are they doing? What the fuck?
Going in for the French kiss there, Milo.
Over the years, our relationship has shifted. It's become much more equitable and less about me. It has become much more focused on how he feels about things and whether or not he wants to participate. And as a result, we have become a lot closer as partners, and he has become a much more dependable and happy horse. Hi, guys. Milo taught me a lesson that I desperately needed to learn. A lesson about actually listening. A lesson about being curious about what horses are trying to communicate and making an effort to understand them so they don't have to shout. A lesson about understanding the underlying motivation of behaviors and not just labeling behaviors as quirks or silliness or naughtiness. Because of him, I studied equine behavioral science and learned how to understand horses at a deeper level and how to listen better. I became certified through IAABC as an equine behavioral consultant, and I became an advocate for horse welfare and a voice for horses who were misunderstood.
Pogo got up to eat. Milo's just eating in bed. Too much chin scratches. Oh my god.
Milo has helped me become a better horse person. He has taught me how to listen better so that he doesn't need to shout. He has helped me help many other horses by becoming more understanding and noticing more subtle signs of stress before horses have to get explosive. He has also helped me understand myself better. He is one of the reasons why I eventually got my ADHD diagnosis, because my study of behavioral science taught me more about myself and humans as a whole and started getting me to ask questions that I hadn't thought to ask before. He led to me understanding myself and others on a deeper level and has taught me lessons that far exceed just the horse world.
My bad.
Milo,
That is.
she
Whoa.
bonked me. So if you go like towards there. He's part of the fence testing crew. In the 11 years that I have had him, Milo has taught me so many lessons. The most important of which is to just listen and to learn to enjoy horses in the same way I did when I first started riding, enjoying them for who they are as animals, not just for the ride, not just for the competition, but just the sheer being around them. He has taught me how to regain that childish horse girl love that got me into the horse industry in the first place, and for that I will forever be thankful. Horses are incredible teachers, especially the difficult ones, and the difficult ones enter our lives for a reason. And it's our job to listen to them. I am so grateful that Milo got loud so that I was forced to listen instead of just shutting down and going quiet like so many horses do. So, if you hear your horse shouting, ask yourself why they felt the need to raise their voice.